Welcome to Get Your Mind Right. Today, we're diving into your questions and insights in our mailbag segment. Thanks to everyone who wrote in. Let's open up the mailbag.
All right. It's vibe check time. Are you ready to charge full speed ahead? And you know why? It's Mailbag Friday. And today we're covering rhino level sales moves, referral strategies. And oh, yeah, it took a while, but someone finally asked me the big question: what's the deal with all the rhino talk? So let me give you a little preview of what's going on today. Jake from Boonville wants to know the best way to ask for a merchant's business. Are you going in timid? Or are you staying on your business and you're making the ask with confidence? And then Bailey in Evansville, Indiana, is asking a smart question. How do you train your referral partners to start conversations with merchants? And I'll tell you, Bailey, if you're relying on luck, you're doing it wrong. And the last one is the biggie. Steve from Sikeston, Missouri is calling me out. His question is very simple and straightforward. What is the deal with all this rhino talk? Well, buckle up, Steve-O, because we're going to break it down. So get your mind right and no more excuses. Just action. Let's go. So Jake No from Boonville, Indiana asked me, what is the best approach for asking for the merchant's business? Well, Jake, asking for the business isn't just about asking, it's about leading. Too many reps dance around the close instead of owning it like a boss. And here's the three-part framework to make your ask with confidence. The first one is to assume the sale. Instead of saying something like, would you be interested in switching? Say, hey, let's get this set up now so you can get started saving on your fees immediately. Jake, confidence sells. If you sound unsure, your client's going to be unsure. And the next thing is, Jake, I want you to use a trial close. You might try something saying, if I could show you a way to save 90% on your processing with no headaches, would there be any reason not to move forward? Now, this surfaces objections early, so what you're going to do is not get blindsided early on. You're going to be out in front of it. And the last thing I want you to do, Jake, is to create urgency. Try something like, Mr. Merchant, every month you wait is another month of wasted fees. Let's go ahead and get you set up on this now. If there's no urgency, Jake, they're going to stall on you. Give them a reason to act today. The bottom line is you got to charge at these deals and you got to run at them. No hesitation. Today's second question comes from Bailey Worstorfer from Evansville, Indiana. And Bailey wants to know, John, how do I train my referral partners to start merchant conversations? Well, Bailey, as you know, this is a subject very near and dear to my heart because referral partners are absolute gold, but only if they know how to talk about what you do. If you're out there fumbling, bumbling, stumbling around, they're leaving money on the table. So, Bailey, we're going to talk about how you can fix this. The first thing is to keep it simple. Give your referral partners a very easy and simple script. Something like, hey, Bob, I work with a gal who cuts businesses' processing costs, sometimes all the way out. You should talk to her. Bailey, this is not complicated. There's no tech talk to this. It's just a very quick, clear, easy, and concise value statement. Next thing, Bailey, is I want you to focus on a hook here because people don't remember every little detail, but they do remember one-liners. Like, for example, well, I don't know. Would you rather pay all those processing fees for which you get no value whatsoever, or just keep that money for yourself? That's powerful. A good hook sparks curiosity and makes that merchant want and ask for more information. And the last thing, Bailey, is I want you to make this a habit. Because if they're not mentioning your name on a regular basis, they're really not a great referral partner. Set clear expectations, whether it's one or two leads a month, a week, a quarter, whatever that is. Ask them for this. Can you do this for me? The last thing, Bailey, is when you get these is you want to measure, you want to track them, and you want to reward them. Because what gets tracked grows. And always, always, always give your referrer feedback and props for giving you that lead, even if you didn't close the deal. Bailey, at the end of the day, referrals are not magic. They're a system. Set them up right, and you never have to cold call again. Our last question of the day comes from Steve Jenkins of Sikeston, Missouri. And Steve wants to know, John, what is the deal with all of this rhino talk? Well, I finally got called out on this. It's the one I've been waiting for. Well, Steve, I love this question because being a rhino is not just a gimmick. It's a mindset, it's a way of life, and it's a proven philosophy for success. This all comes from the book Rhinoceros Success, written by Scott Alexander. And this book, Steve, lays it out plain and simple into 3 rhino precepts. And the first thing is that rhinos charge. They don't tiptoe, they don't hesitate, and they don't wait for permission. They see an opportunity and they go full speed ahead. There's no second guessing. There's no waiting for the perfect conditions. A rhino is just about action. Steve, are you aware that a full-grown rhino weighs 6,000 pounds and can run 35 miles an hour? Now, who is going to get in the way of such a beast? I didn't think so. Now, Steve, precept number 2. Rhinos have thick skin. As a matter of fact, it's 2 inches thick. And this 2-inch thick hide, protects them from attacks. Just like in sales, where you have to take hits, you get objections, rejections, you got to keep moving forward. If you get discouraged easily, if you quit early and often and easy, you're not thinking like a rhino. And speaking of thinking, that's the 3rd primary characteristic of a rhino is that they can focus. A rhino is not distracted by every little thing. They lock in on a goal and they don't stop till they get there. No chasing 100 different things at once, just laser-like focused action and attention. Now, you often hear about the horn from me in context of the rhinos, so let's talk about that horn. Because that horn is a rhino's weapon and identity. It's what makes them distinct. It's what gives them their edge and serves as their ultimate tool for charging ahead. And just like any great salesperson, a rhino leads with their strengths. Well, let's talk about torpedoes. Okay, what do torpedoes do? Well, they break things. They blow things up. They sink ships. And how about you? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're a rhino, expect the tornado. The torpedo, baby tornadoes, but expect the torpedo because they're coming. And by the way, the more successful you are in life, the bigger and the more frequent the torpedoes are that are coming your way. And what's that look like? Well, it's people that are going to doubt you. They're going to criticize you. They're going to throw obstacles in your way. Now, the difference between a cow and a rhino is that when the torpedoes start flying, the cows run back to safety in the pasture. And the rhinos, they just charge right through it. So yeah, I talk a lot about rhinos because if you want to win big in sales and business and in life, you got to move and charge like a rhino. So my question for you today, Steve, is really simple. Are you charging forward or are you just standing still? Steve, I already think I know the answer about you. So carry on, my rhino son. So folks, fun episode this week. Thanks for the questions. I really appreciate that. Now you know how to ask for self-confidence, how to train your referral partners to send you real leads, and why rhinos rule the sales jungles. So what's next? Well, go out there and get your rhino on. Take what you've learned, hit the field, and charge at your goals. No distractions, no hesitations. Oh. And one more thing. Hit that follow button there. You like what you're hearing? Share with your friends here. No excuses, just action. Keep your mind right. I'll see you here next time.